Ever wonder why the ancient Egyptians held cats in such high regard, even considering them sacred beings? It's a question that has puzzled historians and cat lovers alike for centuries. The ancient Egyptians are renowned for their innovative contributions to architecture, mathematics, and the arts. But one aspect of their culture that often raises eyebrows is their profound adoration for felines. The land of the pharaohs, with its grand pyramids and enigmatic sphinxes, was also a haven for cats. Ancient Egyptian art and artifacts are rife with cat iconography, reflecting a society where cats were not just pets, but revered entities. From sculptures to hieroglyphs, the feline form was a prevalent motif, signifying a deep-seated respect and reverence for these creatures. This fascination with felines wasn't just an aesthetic choice, but spoke volumes about their beliefs, their religion, and their interpretation of the divine. So, to understand this cat worship phenomenon, let's travel back in time to the dawn of the Egyptian civilization. Early evidence of cat worship in Egypt dates back to around 3100 BC. It was a time when the Egyptian civilization was still in its infancy, yet the reverence for felines was already palpable. The first signs of this veneration emerge in the form of feline imagery, etched onto ancient pottery, and the discovery of cat cemeteries, which are a testament to the high esteem in which these creatures were held. A significant part of this early feline adoration is attributed to the lion-headed goddess Mafdet. Often depicted as a lioness or a woman with a lion's head, Mafdet was the embodiment of justice and execution, revered for her ability to protect against venomous animals. She was the first feline deity in the Egyptian pantheon, and her presence laid the groundwork for the more widespread worship of cats that was to follow. The cat cemeteries, discovered by archaeologists, provide a fascinating insight into the deep respect the ancient Egyptians had for their feline companions. These burial grounds were not merely final resting places, but sanctuaries where cats were laid to rest with elaborate rituals. The bodies of the cats were often mummified, a practice usually reserved for pharaohs and high-ranking officials, indicating the high status these felines held in society. The significance of these early findings is immense. They not only provide us with tangible evidence of the dawn of feline worship in ancient Egypt, but also shed light on the central role these creatures played in the society and culture of the time. Cats were not just pets or hunters. They were divine entities, symbols of grace and poise, bearers of protection, and embodiments of sacred deities. As we delve deeper into the annals of history, we'll find that this initial reverence for cats was not a fleeting phenomenon. On the contrary, it marked the beginning of a cultural and religious trend that would intensify and evolve over the centuries. This was just the beginning. The reverence for cats grew more profound with time. As centuries passed, the feline goddess Bastet emerged as a central figure in Egyptian mythology. Her rise to prominence didn't happen overnight, but rather evolved over time, reflecting the deep-seated respect and admiration the ancient Egyptians held for cats. Bastet, known as the Lady of the East, the goddess of the rising sun, and the sacred and all-seeing eye, was more than just a deity to the Egyptians. She was a symbol of home, fertility, and childbirth, embodying the protective qualities of a mother. Her gentle yet fierce nature resonated with the people, making her one of the most revered gods in the pantheon. But Bastet's role wasn't confined to the domestic sphere. She was also a goddess of warfare, especially in the Delta region. Her lioness aspect was invoked during times of battle, symbolizing the fierce protection a mother cat offers her offspring. This dual nature, nurturing yet fierce, added a layer of complexity to her worship, making her a versatile figure of veneration. The adoration for Bastet wasn't a quiet affair. Large-scale celebrations known as the Feast of Chewing Onions for Bastet were held in her honor. These grand festivals were joyous occasions filled with music, dancing, and feasting. Thousands of devotees would journey to her city, Bubastis, to partake in these festivities, demonstrating the wide-reaching influence of this feline goddess. In fact, cats were so sacred that they became a part of everyday life and law. Egyptians believed that cats held a bit of Bastet's spirit, making them semi-divine creatures. As such, the penalty for harming or, heaven forbid, killing a cat, even accidentally, was severe. The reverence for Bastet was so profound and her influence so pervasive that such an act was considered a crime against the gods themselves. Bastet's influence was so immense that killing a cat, even accidentally, was a crime punishable by death. This goes to show the extent of Bastet's reach in the spiritual and societal landscape of ancient Egypt, underscoring the integral role of cats in their civilization. Cats weren't just adored, they were seen as divine protectors. In the vibrant tapestry of ancient Egyptian culture, cats held a place of high honor and spiritual significance. Their graceful presence was believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck. This belief was deeply rooted in the daily lives of the Egyptian people, permeating every aspect of their existence. Imagine, if you will, an Egyptian household. At its heart, a cat, not just a pet, but a divine guardian, a beacon of safety in a world filled with unknown dangers. Cats were seen as the living embodiment of protection, their keen eyes and agile bodies a testament to their role as vigilant sentinels. But the Egyptians didn't just rely on the living cats to keep them safe. They crafted amulets and statues in the image of cats, harnessing their perceived power in tangible forms. These talismans, often made from precious metals or stones, were carried or placed in homes as protective charms. Some were even buried with the deceased to provide protection in the afterlife. These cat-shaped amulets and statues, often inscribed with prayers or protective spells, served as constant reminders of the cat's divine role. They were more than mere decorative pieces, they were sacred objects, imbued with the cat's protective essence. In fact, the protective nature of cats was so revered that they were often depicted alongside deities in ancient Egyptian art. One of the most prominent examples is the lioness-headed goddess Sekhmet, who was considered a fierce protector of the pharaohs. Her feline attributes symbolized her protective and retaliatory nature, further underscoring the protective qualities associated with cats. The Egyptians' belief in cats as divine protectors wasn't just a quirky aspect of their culture. It was a deeply ingrained part of their spiritual framework, a testament to their understanding of the world and their place in it. The common household cat was thus transformed into a symbol of divine protection. This transformation is a fascinating glimpse into the rich tapestry of ancient Egyptian beliefs, a testament to their enduring fascination with the enigmatic and graceful feline. The reverence for cats continued well into the later periods of Egyptian history. Despite the shifting sands of time and the rise and fall of empires, the sacred status of cats remained a constant in the ever-changing Egyptian landscape. As Egypt came under the rule of foreign powers, the worship of cats persisted, perhaps as a symbol of resistance, a clinging to the old ways, a beacon of cultural identity in the face of external influence. The Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, each left their mark on Egypt, yet none could erase the deeply ingrained reverence the Egyptians held for their feline companions. The Greeks, in particular, were fascinated by the Egyptians' veneration of cats, and it's believed that they may have introduced the practice to their own society. However, nothing lasts forever. With the rise of Christianity in the 4th century, the landscape of worship in Egypt began to change dramatically. The new religion brought with it a shift in spiritual focus. The multitude of gods and goddesses that had once been at the heart of Egyptian life were replaced by a singular, omnipotent deity. The old ways were gradually being pushed into the shadows, and with them, the worship of cats. Yet it wasn't an abrupt end. The transition was slow, taking centuries to fully take hold. The worship of cats did not simply vanish overnight. It faded, like the last glimmers of a sunset, leaving behind a twilight world where echoes of the past still lingered. The worship of cats may have declined, but it was never forgotten. The feline deities of ancient Egypt left an indelible mark on history, and their legacy continues to fascinate us even today. Their images adorn the walls of tombs and temples, a testament to a time when cats were more than just pets. They were divine beings, protectors, symbols of grace and power. While the worship of cats has faded, their legacy in ancient Egypt continues to fascinate us. The echoes of their sacred meows still reverberate through the annals of time,